path is a mighty high flyer sailing on land and sea. You are the object of my desire, the sun and the moon to me. I believe in love and you know that you keep me from feeling blue, and you make me happy. Everything I do gets me in trouble.
My mate Chris Norman has requested a poet rather than a specific poem. Last time I mistook his link to a poem about breastfeeding for a request for me to read it, which, ever foolhardy, I did. Turns out he just sent it to me to hear, not recite. If I've got it right this time, he sent me a link to several poems by Davies, of which I've selected 3. So this week's bargain, buy one, get 2 free. A great swathe of my generation will have been introduced to Welsh poet and writer Davies at school as the author of the autobiography of a supertramp, which describes his time in America, hopping trains and travelling the country as a hobo. His US adventures were brought to an end when he slipped from a train and his foot was crushed, necessitating his leg being amputated below the knee. Returning to England, Davies continued to live a hand-to-mouth existence, living in doss houses, but continuing to write, and began to self-publish collections of his work, which gradually gained attention. He met Edward Thomas, whom we discussed in the 6th poem in this series, and Thomas took Davies under his wing, and his fortunes took a better turn. In 1923, Davies married Helen Payne, and after several moves, the couple came to live a few miles from Stroud in a cottage named Glendower in Watledge. He wrote about their meeting and courtship in one of the most candid books I've ever read, titled Young Emma. It's not candid in a smutty sense, just breathtakingly forthright. Davies sent the manuscript to Jonathan Cape, but then changed his mind and asked for it back. Fortunately, Cape kept a copy and published it in 1979 after Helen's death. The couple's cottage in Watledge has now been restored. Some of the images in this video I snapped before restoration when I took my old chum Brian Patterson to see it. 3 poems then, 2 love poems addressed to his lover, and a final warm tribute to beer, what might be seen as the natural order of things. Come, let us find. Come, let us find a cottage, love, that's green for half a mile around, to laugh at every grumbling bee whose sweetest blossoms not yet found, where many a bird shall sing for you, and in your garden build its nest. They'll sing for you as though their eggs were lying in your breast, my love, were lying warm in your soft breast. 'Tis strange how men find time to hate, when life is all too short for love. But we, away from our own kind, a different life can live and prove. And early on a summer's morn, as I go walking out with you, we'll help the sun with our warm breath to clear away the dew, my love, to clear away the morning dew. Charms. She walks as lightly as the fly skates on the water in July. To hear her moving petticoat for me is music's highest note. Stones are not heard when her feet pass, no more than tumps of moss or grass. When she sits still, she's like the flower, to be a butterfly next hour. The brook laughs not more sweet when he trips over pebbles suddenly. My love, like him, can whisper low when he comes where green cresses grow. She rises like the lark that hour he goes halfway to meet a shower. A fresher drink is in her looks than nature gives me, or old books. When I in my love's shadow sit, I do not miss the sun one bit. When she is near, my arms can hold all that's worth having in this world. And when I know not where she is, nothing can come but comes amiss. Ale. Now do I hear thee weep and groan, who hath a comrade sunk at sea? Then quaff thee of my good old ale, and it will raise him up for thee. Thou'lt think as little of him then, as when he moved with living men. If thou hast hopes to move the world, and every effort it doth fail, then to thy side call Jack and Jim, and bid them drink with thee good ale. So may the world that would not hear perish in hell with all your care. 1 quart of good ale, and I feel then what life immortal is. The brain is empty of all thought, the heart is brimming o'er with bliss. Time's first child, life, doth live, but death the second hath not yet his breath. Give me a quart of good old ale, am I a homeless man on earth? Nay, I want not your roof and quilt, I'll lie warm at the moon's cold hearth. No grumbling ghost to grudge my bed, his grave, ha, holds up my head.
The black raccoon by the light of the moon, with the music playing soft and low. The songs that sing made the nighttime ring, and the raccoon loved the show. He went back and told his friends, you know those humans that live on the edge of the forest. They all had a party, and man, they really played my kind of music. River can rock, river can roll, river can carry us back to the sea. River can rock, river can roll, river can carry us down to the sea. The gypsy moth is a mighty high flyer, sailing on land and sea. You are the object of my desire, the sun and the moon to me. I believe in love, and you know that you keep me from feeling blue, and you make me happy. Everything I do gets me